We'll say hello, everyone. Thank you for hopping on. Thank you for tuning in. Once you hop on, go ahead and just leave us a comment and let us know that you are watching or where you're watching from. And while you're there, please hit the like button, subscribe button, and share button. Y'all may hear Luke Bart. He can't hear me. I'm just sharing it out. And then we'll get started. Let everybody introduce themselves. Okay, hello, everyone. Thank you for hopping on. Thank you for tuning in. Nico, if you want to put it to your page, you can share it. You'll have to go to the YouTube channel and do that. Hello, everyone. Thank you for hopping on. Thank you for tuning in. We are so glad that you are here with us tonight. We're getting ready to get into, we've been celebrating Black History Month all month here at Land Foundation Life Center. And tonight we are having a discussion with all male panel about experiencing America as a Black male. And so, what some of the challenges are, and we're going to wind things up with how we know that's coming up after our panel tonight. Somebody's echoing. Turn yours down. Um, um, look, be quiet. Y'all may hear my dog bark. I'm sorry. I can't do nothing about that. But we're talking about look at Jonathan's face. He know how my dog is. But tonight we're discussing how Black males are experiencing America, what some of the challenges are, what some of the I would shortfalls and how we can better set up the next generation to handle those different things that we experience. I'm going to give the panel an opportunity to introduce themselves and what they do. Y'all can do it in any order that you choose.
Hey, what's going on, family? This is DJ. I'm with I'm the founder of Mayday Ministries, where we believe a handout is a hand up. I'm glad to be on the panel to discuss with my brothers and my sister to build with you know our experiences within the Black community, and also what we can do to point our brothers in the right direction. So I'm happy to be here.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. The next person.
Hey, grace and peace, everyone. I'm Jonathan Young. I am a special education teacher as well as a minister, um, primarily working with youth ministry at my church. Um, really excited about this conversation. I know we're competing with the Super Bowl and everything, so I still think regardless. Before the Super Bowl came, it was Black History Month, so Super Bowl kind of came and tried to annex or whatever the phrase is for Black History Month. But regardless of the competition, who we're up against, and all of that good stuff, I think this is a very, very important conversation, and I hope that something that's said tonight is a blessing to somebody. And yeah, we gonna have to put a muzzle on Luke or something like that. Just take around his little mouth or something.
Okay, the next person.
So I guess the next question for me. Um, for those who don't know, my name is Nico, but I go by OG Nico. The OG name came about like hmm, hold on. All right, boom. The OG name came about, boom. Okay, I'm gonna just give like a brief summary, like of me, like just to like introduce myself. Boom. Okay, when I was 15 years old, I committed a crime. They charged me as an adult. So like, I was facing a 20 to 10. They came at me with a 20 to 10 as a plea bargain. I was 15 years old. So I accepted the plea bargain. So like with me accepting the plea bargain, they sent me to the Department of Corrections. Out of 10 years, I end up doing like 7 years. I end up coming home 2019. I was like 21, finna turn 22. Renee, that's my auntie. I've been trying to keep up with everything she been doing, like with the restore the breach, but like I'm an artist, so like I've been trying to like stay focused like within my music and stuff like that. But like my family, like they got stuff they doing too. So like when she hit me up and like asked me like I want you to be on the show, like I made it my business, like take time out my day, like let me get in this, like let me network and let me politic, let me. I never know like what I can accumulate by just like getting on this. So like I took it, I took it into consideration. Like I'm really nervous as hell. Like I ain't gonna lie, like that's why like my words, like I really like I try to prep myself up like all day, like my speeches and like topics I want to hit, like I things I want to talk about, like you know what I'm saying, like for the younger generation. Even though like some might not be listening, but I know if I can reach one, I can teach one. So like I feel like my purpose on this earth, like God can use me, but like it's up to me to like tune in and like just get closer to him to figure out like how you trying to use me. Like I remember like times I used to talk to my auntie, like I feel like I need to get out and like I need to I need to go in these schools. I need to like just tell my experiences like from trying to be a street person and like trying to live up to expectations and like what that brought me to, like what all like that trying to be a street person and be in the streets, do everything street people do, sell drugs, do this. Like, what all that brought me, like, it brought me 7 years of my life. You know what I'm saying? When I went, did them 7 years, the folks I thought was with me wasn't with me. My family, they was with me. And it just like, it just, it opened my eyes. Like, it showed me something different. Like, even though, like, right now to this day, like, people on the outside, they'll like see the things I post on social media and like see how I kick it on social media and be like, man, he's still going down the same path, like path of destruction. Like, no, like, I'm not dumb. Like, I know, like, the path I'm choosing right now in life, like, and this coming from a person like I ain't never had, like, I ain't never set no expectations for myself. I ain't never set like no goals for myself, no nothing. So like when I kind of sense like I'm good with doing music and I seen the positive like input, like I can see like I can do with music, it made me start thinking about stuff different. So like I try to like start using my lyrics different. Like I try to stop talking about like all the crimes and the killings and the like stuff like that, and to start trying to talk about like what I've been through like in my life, like my struggle, like my daily struggles, even right now today. Like people feel like, boom, but Nico doing good for himself. Woo, woo, this, that, and the third. But like, if you dig deeper, really, Nico really struggling. But I make it look good for social media because I understand, like, as an artist, all the artists, like all these folks they looking up to, they make it look good for social media. They live that image behind the camera. What folks fail to realize is you can be who you want to be. For them couple seconds, you recording yourself for that image. Then you post it on social media. But in real life, when you really think about it and you sitting down and you going through your trials and tribulations, the things you posting on social media, it ain't better than what you're going through in life. So if you know for a fact, like I'm gonna use it as an example. If you know for a fact your rent due, but
I think he went out.
I think we lost him.
That's my nephew, guys. So
Oh, here he
you went
is.
out. You went out for a minute, Nico. So we're gonna give other people a chance. Take a breather and post it to your page, and we'll get back to you. Jonathan, you want to tell us a little bit about who you are and where you're coming from?
Yeah, I did already. Though I went second, but well, I'm Jonathan, and I'm a special ed teacher, minister, youth minister, youth leader at the church. I mean, pretty much, it's kids 7 days a week in some way, shape, or form. Also, I didn't mention in my intro that I'm a single dad, and excuse me, I'm in the Triangle area, North Carolina, and originally from New York, born in Harlem, raised in Brooklyn. Have 4 children, 2 boys and 2 girls. By the end of the year, I'm gonna have 3 teenagers. So y'all say a prayer for me. But yeah, I mean that's like I said. That's I'm excited about this conversation. I'm just listening to brother Nico's testimony and everything, and I'm just like blown away. So I think this is gonna be a really really good discussion. If
I,
Luke will let us talk, then yeah, we should be good.
let's hop right on in here. I Let's start with what are some. Let's start first of all. What is your what do you want to share with those that are listening about your experience as a black male in America? What it is that you would want the listeners to know? We're going to start with you, Jonathan, and then we'll move around.
Oh, what would I like people to know um, about being a black man in America? That the stereotypes, the unreasonable expectations, the society created standards are just outrageous and we have to deal with a lot of pressure. Um, I'll give an example from my own life. I am, like I said, I'm a special ed teacher. You know, being an educator in public school education that's predominantly white female, right? A predominantly white female workplace. So just inwardly every day is just having to mind my P's and Q's. Now, granted, you know, in anything that you do, you should like do it in a spirit of excellence, right? You know, you should um, do it to the best of your abilities and try to glorify God in everything that you do. But there's an extra layer when it comes to being a Black man within those four walls, in that, like, I have to be mindful of how loud my voice is. I got to be mindful of my tone. I got to be mindful of, you know, if I get upset just like everybody else does. I run out of patience just like everybody else does. I listen. Y'all can say, well, I salute you teachers, and y'all got a lot of patience. We may have a lot, but it still runs out. You know, it's not. It may be a lot, but it ain't unlimited. And when mine runs out, like, I feel like I can't really express myself the same way one of my white female colleagues would. You know, it's just like, even if I'm not, I felt like I'm under a microscope. And if I do I can't just do good, I got to do great. And one little screw up, one little mess up, just, you know, can cause an entire storm. And it's just a lot. It's a lot to carry on a day-to-day basis. It's you know, something that, like I said, the average U.S. citizen, non-Black U.S. citizen is probably not even mindful of. So there's a lot more, but I'll just stop it right there so as not to take over the entire conversation.
DJ, you can answer the same questions. What are some of the challenges that you would want the listeners to know that you face as a Black male in America?
All right, I had to fix my camera and stuff here, so all right. Yeah, you know, being a Black man in America, I have firsthand experience, you know, bias by police,
Oh, wow.
workplace racism. You know, having a pocket full of money, going to the mall, and you know, you encounter white people clutching their purse. I'm like, bruh, I mean, really, I can buy you and that purse, but you clutching this purse as if, you know, I want to take something from you, in which, you know, because you don't know me like that, you got a perceived idea of who you think that I am, right? So, you know, not being comfortable in certain situations, you know, like right now we up in Allentown, PA, probably like a hour and a half away from Philly, right? So you know that biases, these white people feel some type of way, you know what I'm saying? And they like really scared of you, you know, for no reason at all. All because they've been conditioned, you know what I'm saying? And it's not so much as, you know, their conditioning, but when they perceive or they look at you that way, right, it make it easier for them to do something to you. And a lot of non-Black people don't understand that, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, our interactions with law enforcement, police officers and stuff like that is they handle us differently than they handle our white counterparts, or, you know, people that's considered, you know, other. So that's a huge problem, and it adversely affect me, you know what I'm saying, as a black man. I remember like one of my first interactions with, you know, law enforcement. I was probably about like 15, 16 years old, right? So I ain't out. I was jump, you know what I'm saying, straight off the porch. I went to one of my partners' party, and they had it on Atlanta Street before they tore it down. I was a young dude, and this officer, man, he was known in the community for always. I think his name was Jerry Judy. Yeah. He was known in the community for, you know what I'm saying, messing with black people, right? He ended up. He's still an officer?
He's still an officer.
Oh man, I thought he had got arrested.
He done arrested.
I thought he had got arrested. Yeah, but check it out though, right? So I'm on Atlanta Street. The party over with. I'm walking. I'm walking down the street because they had just turned it into a one-way. And I'm walking towards Peppers, getting ready to, go across the street to Kangaroo. Hey, I apologize, my brother. You don't know nothing about that. This is like some local stuff. But anyway, you'll probably feel where I'm coming from though. So I'm headed out. I'm walking by Peppers, right? And I had a lot of gold on me, right? You know what I'm saying? My wrists. I had some gold rings and some necklaces, right? So I'm walking. I guess, you know what I'm saying? He didn't like that. He felt like, I'm gonna go mess with this little nigga. You know what I'm saying? So he was just, I'm like, man, I'm talking about like he was just, bro, I wasn't doing nothing. Everybody was just leaving the party. We just, you know what I'm saying, everybody walking, going back to wherever it was, you know what I'm saying, that they came from. I'm just walking. So the officer, he just antagonizing me, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like just messing with me for no reason. Like I gave this dude no reason. He was looking for a reason to lock me up. And that's not the only interaction that I had with law enforcement, right? I'm gonna say one more, and then I'm gonna, you know what I'm saying, pass it out to my brother Nico. All right, so I had ended up, I was living in Decatur, and I had a box Chevy with all gold D's on it with the Vogues. And I ended up going to Job Corps. So when I went to Job Corps, I told myself, all right, well, I'm gonna sell my car, so I'm gonna take my rims off. And I ended up selling them, you know what I'm saying, to this dude. So I was getting ready to go back to Job Corps. And I was in a convertible Ford Mustang. I guess, you know what I'm saying, when the police rolled up on me, you know what I'm saying, they pulled up behind me. They seen a young black dude, you know what I'm saying, driving this car, and I had a whole bunch of money. But what they didn't know is that I had this money because I sold my rims, right? So I guess they must have thought, you know what I'm saying, I had, sold some dope or whatever, you know what I'm saying, and they wanted to try to, jam me up. Ran the tag. My license came back good. Everything clean, right? So no. I didn't have my license on me, but I had license, right? My license wasn't on me as a person, but I provided them, you know what I'm saying, with my license number. They ran the number, right? He told me something was wrong with the computer. And then he wasn't concerned about the license no more. He was more concerned about where I got this money from. You know what I'm saying? So he told me, well, I'm going to go ahead and take you on in, you know what I'm saying, and impounded the car, confiscated my money, you know what I'm saying, and locked me up. On the way to the jail, bro, right? I heard these folks come over the radio, license valid, everything good. I said, bro, you ain't gonna let me go? He's like, nah, you didn't, because some kind of technicality, I got to take you in. I said, bro, this ain't nothing right here but some straight up racist stuff, bro. Then when I got into getting ready to go to the holding cell, the dude that was doing my fingerprint, he was like, man, this wrong right here. He said, I heard them folk, you know what I'm saying, when they were talking. I said, yeah, man, I know you're doing that. You know what I'm saying? He just messing with me, because I'm a nigga. If it was anything, any different, you know what I'm saying? If I was a white person, that never would have happened, bro. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I say, like, my interactions with the police, that's the reason why I feel the way that I feel. I'm not going about anything that I've heard, anything that somebody done told me. I'm telling you my firsthand interactions, you know what I'm saying, with these people. Now, I'm not saying that all police officers are bad. That's not what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? What I am saying is that there's some people out here that's, You know what I'm saying? There's some people out here that
That abuse
make
their
the
authority.
police exactly. They make the police officers look bad. And then when you don't stand on business, you know what I'm saying, and call out injustice where it's at, then that make you look bad, because I never heard nobody talk bad about the fire department.
Facts.
Everybody always say, forget the police. So, that's just my take, my experience, being black in this country, but it does have everything to do with my skin. So I'm gonna pass it on, man.
Okay, Nico, that we're answering the question, what are some of the challenges that you have faced as a black male in America?
All right. Now, I don't face a few challenges as being a black man in America. A young black man in America. But I just want to speak on the toughest time I had as being a young black man in America. Like, felt like I ain't have like all eyes was against me. Like, okay, the time it was like 2015. I want to say I was like a city called Helena, Georgia, or something like that, and like it's the majority is white people, but like they got black people working there, but like it's like one of them country ring ding towns, like
You
this.
shaking your camera
Yeah,
moving.
oh no, it just when I talk about this experience, like it just do something to me, cause like let me talk about it. All right, boom. I was in the room. All right, boom. In the prison I was in, the rooms it held like three inmates to a room. All right, so it's like 100 people it's 100 people to a dorm, but 3 people to each room type stuff. So like how they usually do it, like how they was telling me, when you come through the prison, boom, they really like stick you with your race, and like also like they stick you with your kind. Like boom, the blacks with the blacks, the whites with the whites, and Mexicans with the Mexicans. But like in my case, it was different. I was 17 years old at the time, and I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of at the time kind of a little hot headed. I ain't have no understanding for nothing. Like could come off disrespectful. Like was angry all the time. So like I wouldn't say like I wouldn't hold like the things they was doing to me against them, like because I don't hold grudges, but like I feel like if you gonna serve the law, serve the law. Like don't be biased towards nobody. Like the the law is the law. You know what I'm saying? Like if one person break the law and this person can't break the law, like it shouldn't be like that. But back to the story. All right, boom. So they placed me in a room with 2 other white people, but like some they was running with a group called Aryan Nation. Like boom, like
Oh,
it's a
wow.
racism. Like
Mm.
they don't like black people, period. So like imagine like being 17 years old, just getting to a prison, you don't know nothing about prison, you're really scared, but you don't want to show no fear because like if you show fear, they're gonna feed off of it. But then like you not knowing like this type of prison is a racist type of prison, and they just stuck me in the room with 2 white people that's really racist, like they Aryan Nation, like they don't
Mm.
no understanding with the color of my skin, period. Like so like I told myself I was gonna never speak on like the things that went on in that room, but like since we on live and we keeping it real, we're gonna go and keep it real. All right, boom. I get in the room. A white officer take me to the room. Now the whole time I'm going to the dorm, he telling me, he laughing. He
Can I
like,
stop you right there, Nico, before you finish telling it? They did that on purpose. There's no way those guards didn't know. They were setting you
Right.
up. But go ahead.
Yeah.
This is the type of thing that go on. But go ahead.
all right, so boom, all right, I'm glad you said that. So this what you said is just going let me get back to the source. So boom, as we walking back to the dorm. Now I'm not gonna lie. The whole time I when I get off the bus, boom. I'm calm as ever. I'm really nervous, so I don't really know how to come at no guards. I really don't know how to come at no inmates. So I'm really just being quiet. I'm 17 years old. I'm young. I'm 30 some thousand miles away from my family. Like, I don't know nobody here. Is 2,500 inmates in this one place. I don't know not one person. So like I'm really scared. Like I'm in a place like I don't know nobody. So like I'm not trying to show it. So like boom, I get off the bus. It's like 15 of us to get off the bus. It's 14 black people. It's one white person. They make all the 14 blacks get off the bus. They got footprints on the pavement. They make us put our footprints on the pavement. But the other white inmate, they would just like treat him with God. As soon as he get off the bus, they take his shackles off and his leg irons off and bringing his neck bag, bringing him lunch and like all this. So like I'm a type of person like to where like if I know what you're doing is wrong, even though like they say, boy, sometimes boy your mouth gonna be the death of you. I'm gonna speak on it. So that's what I did at the time of intake. I spoke on it. I'm like, hey, boy, we wearing the same stripe. Like, I ain't getting that treatment. Like, what's going on? Like, in so many words, what's going on? So, not the we got into an argument. So, argument led into calling names. So, I went to name calling. They went to name calling. So, boom. Long story short, when we walk into the door, officer walking me. He like, boy, yeah, we got something for you. We finna see how hard you really is. Like, you don't know what's going on at this prison. Like, we run this, like, you don't got no say so or nothing. So I'm telling them, like, I don't care what y'all do to me. Like, y'all can put me in segregation, do all this. I got a support system. Like, boy, I tell my family what's going on. Y'all violate my constitutional rights. I promise you, boy, it's gonna be something said. Don't you know? Like, I had to really understand, like, you don't got no type of rights. Like, boy, them folks will put you in a room somewhere and take all the phones from you. Your folks will be writing you, sending you letters. They'll be sitting there shredding it. You know what I'm saying? I done sat
Wow.
there and witnessed it. So, like, boom, when they place me in that room, I walk in the room. There's two white people in the room. So it make me make the third person in the room. So as soon as I get in the room, the man on the top bunk, he jumped down. He like, boy, you know ain't no N-words coming in here. Boy, we will kill him. So I'm already scared. You know what I'm saying? I'm 17 years old. I'm already scared. You talking about so you gonna kill me? And I used to sit down and watch the things that go on in prison. So I'm thinking like you gotta check or something. But I'm just getting here, so I'm not having time like to network or talk to like my kind of like figure out how I need to buy me some protection or any of that. Like the prison on lockdown. I'm finna have to go in the room with these folks. So like when he said that, I look back at the correctional officer like, hey, I feel like my life in jeopardy. He looked at me and smiled and said, "You a tough guy, ain't it?" And shut the door. Boom.
Wow.
So now I'm locked in the room with two individuals that I know for a fact don't like me just because the color of my skin. You ain't took the time to ask me my name, ask me my age. You ain't took the time to do nothing to figure out if I'm a social person, if I got good social development skills, if I'm an ongoing person. You ain't took the time to do none of that. Just off the fact of what you repping, what you stressing, just off the color of my skin, you're not allowed it. I'm thinking the CO I'm knowing the CO jobs. Your job is to protect me. If I tell you I fear for my life, you're supposed to take me out that room. You're supposed to take me to segregation, put me in protected custody until I feel comfortable with my life and walking around the compound. They did none of that. They locked me in the room. So boom, when I get locked in the room, I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm scared. So first thing I do is I go for what I know. I swing. Because you already threatened me before the door even closed without threatening me. You already told the officer, ain't no N-word coming in here. We're going to kill him. So when I told the officer I fear for my life, and he locked me in that room, I got to
Which
go
he
for what I
wasn't
know now.
supposed to do. He
What
was
he
not
wasn't
supposed to
supposed to
do.
do. What
When
he
you
wasn't
told him you
supposed to
fear
do.
for your life, he was not supposed to go. He was supposed to put you in solitary. I'm sorry, go ahead, because it's about to get me upset.
Yeah,
You know,
and that's the thing. Like, that's what I'm finna tell you about this. Until like, that's why I used to always like try to keep a phone and do all this and the third. Like, I know you're not supposed to have cell phones in prison, but like, the folks will violate my constitutional rights and cut my phone pin off. So I can't call y'all from the payphone.
Wow.
I try to write a letter, I gotta put it in the mailbox. They gonna read my letter before they send it to you. So if I'm talking about anything about them violating my constitutional rights, you think they gonna send you that letter? They're not gonna send it to you. That's why I used to always try to keep a phone. Because if I keep a phone, I know I gotta hide it from the police, so you can't get it. So if I'm hiding it from you, if you violate my constitutional rights, I'm gonna let you have that. I'm gonna just get back to my phone. I'm gonna call my family and I'm gonna tell them what's going on. But I'm gonna tell them, if you call down here, you report it. Don't even call down here and report it. Just call a lawyer or something. Tell them what's going on and make them report it. Because everybody in the prison system, they all work together. They all work together. So you can't call the prison and be like, my son or my nephew fit for his life. Can you go get him? Woo, 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 or I'm going to do this. They're not going to do nothing. They're going to tell you, yeah, we're going to do this. We're going to do that. You might even call back and they'll tell you, man, we got him. He's in protected custody. He's safe. Woo, this and the third. If I ain't got no phone, you don't believe it because you're not talking to me. But if I got a phone, guess what you going to do? Once you finish talking to them, you going to call me. Where you at? I'm still in general population. They ain't can't got me. These folks outside my room with knives. I'm trying to make it back home to y'all. I don't want to kill nobody in here, but I ain't gonna let nobody do nothing to me though. You know what I'm saying? And people don't understand that. They don't understand that. It's when you get in there, you got to make it back out too. And it's hard to make it back out because people gonna tempt you. Like, you know, when the folks told me I was coming home, I couldn't be happy about me coming home. I really couldn't even. I had to sneak and call y'all like, hey, I'm coming home Monday. It's a Friday. Hey, I'm coming home in 2 days on a Monday. Y'all like, what, you coming home for real? Like, yeah, I had to hide that. I couldn't, as bad as I wanted to, like, I couldn't, like, times I wanted to cry, I couldn't cry. Times I wanted to just talk and just vent, I couldn't. Like, you show emotion in it, I promise you, they gonna feed off that. And I'm young, you gotta think about it. I'm people, and I'm the youngest out of everybody, everywhere I go. So all eyes against me, everywhere I go, with the officers. If I'm at a white prison and the majority of the inmates white, they know they can get away with anything. So all eyes against me, you know what I'm saying? They know they can talk to me just how officers talk to me. I can't do nothing about it because if I say something to them, guess what? The officers ain't gonna do nothing but come in here and cuff me up and take me to solitary and beat me up with the cuffs on and leave me with the cuffs on for 3 days. You know what I'm saying? I ain't took a shower in a week. I've been sitting in the room for 3 days straight. I ain't ate. You know what I'm saying? With handcuffs behind my back, tight, cutting my circulation off. But they don't talk about that though. But they don't want to talk about all that though. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to dig deep in that though. I'm home now. I ain't running from nothing. I go see probation every month. You know what I'm saying? God got me. They don't want to talk about that though. They don't want to talk about all the times when they used to come in there. It used to be 10 black males in a pie, and it might be 40 white males in there, and they used to come in there and cuff us up and zip tie us and let the white boys slap us, do all that. They don't talk about that though. But they'll talk about how we'll stab them boys up and how we do this and third and do that. But they don't talk about what brought us to that point. What you did to them to bring us to that point. They just make it look like that's why you should let him out. He's an animal to society. Look what he's doing. But they ain't talking about what you doing to make us.
Wow.
They don't want to talk about that because guess what? They know they got
to. Man, that's rough, man. Whew.
Guess what I had to learn? Out of everything I've been through, even though, like, even God honest truth, like, you know, I do music. So, like, I be in a lot of cities, even cities that I done been in prison in. And I done ran into some of these correctional officers. And I done been with my entourage. And I could have easily been like, oh, yeah, you remember 2015, boy, when I was in room 4, you came in there 5 o'clock in the morning, slapping me and spitting on me and throwing piss on me and throwing your species on me. Boy, we finna do you. But I ain't even take it like that. Because get what? I know for a fact, the things you did for me, the things you did to me, you're going to have to answer to God. If I do something to you, I'm going to have to answer to him. So I'm going to be the bigger man right now. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's hurting me to be the bigger man, because now I'm finna have to deal with all these young niggas, all these excuse my language. All these young guys talk about some, oh boy, you went out bad, you this, you that, you this, you that. It's a pride thing. You can't let nobody get to you. If you let somebody get right here, it's gonna trick you. And I had to learn that. It took me 7 years of my life to learn that. And even though I still get mad and still get upset and want to react to certain things, and people like, boy, you ain't learned nothing. But I learned a lot. But I still get mad about certain stuff because I still got a lot built up in me that I ain't learned how to let go or cope with, that I'm still trying to learn on my own to deal with. That's why I be alone. That's why I stay in the studio. When I get depressed, I get sad, I go to the studio. You know what I'm saying? That's why I do stuff like that. You feel me? They don't understand though. They don't understand. It make me mad. It do something to me when I read articles about how they make it look about people doing time, and like people on the streets, they don't take the time to like dig deeper. They just read the article and be like, that's why he in prison. Or well, that's why he an animal. And like I done been in there with them, like we done been in rooms, we done read articles together, we done shed tears together, like reading this and seeing how they labeling us, but we ain't got no say so, we ain't got no mouth, so we can't even tell you like the reason why we acting like this, because they doing us like this. We grown, we grown, amen. The folks giving us 2 pieces of bread to eat in one day. People don't understand the half. They don't understand that. I swear to God, they don't understand. Like I be wanting to do so much for them guys down there, and I know I can't do nothing. I can't do nothing. I can't do
Well,
nothing because
we
the system's so messed up now. It's like when you do try to bring your soldiers together and try to fight for what's right, you lose. And then it's like us as people. I ain't gonna say us as people. I'm gonna say me. Me as a person. Me as a black man. I'll put my mind to something. I'll go for it 1 or 2 times. If I fail that 3rd time, I just give it up. Which is crazy, but like I don't know. But I ain't gonna
well
I ain't gonna
we
take the flow. But like
I was
I
gonna
got
say
a
this
lot in
week.
me. I just been holding in. But
Well, thank you for
man,
sharing and letting it out tonight.
man,
Mhm.
freedom, guy, man. That's all I got to say, man.
I was gonna
And
say thank you for.
I be wanting to like get out of here and like talk to the youth and like try to change like the way they think, to like try to like get off and like law works, like be lawyers and like stuff, like people that can change like constitutional laws and stuff like that. But it's like when I try to go out here and find people like that is in the fields and stuff like that, like younger people, you know what I'm saying, that's trying to pursue stuff like that, it be like I be feeling like I be wasting my breath because like they let the articles and stuff like that paint the image to everybody behind the wall. And it do something to me because like I done made it back out. I did 7 years. I done made it, and I went back and did another 2 years and made it back out. So like I done witnessed what goes on, and I done it do something right here, man. It do something right here, and then like place yourself in them guys' shoes. Like your constitutional rights get violated. So like them folks against you, and then like boom, your family don't understand why you keep beating up the police, trying to stab the police, trying to do this and the third, making your time longer. They don't understand that. So now they falling back from you. They don't want nothing to do with you. So now that got you going crazy in the mind because really family is everything. And now your family turning your back on you. You in a place where don't nobody care about you. You stop caring about life. And I've been the one like I done actually done stop caring about life. But I had to catch myself and be like, hold up, Nico, you can't let what you going through right now, you know what I'm saying, dictate what you go through in the future. If you stop caring about life right now, you know what I'm saying, you might not, what God got planned for you later on down the line, you might not make it to see. Because what you going through right now, you letting it dictate your every action, your every move, your every thought process. You letting it dictate all that. You know what I'm saying? And us as people, even me, I had to tell myself at times, even right now in the struggle, I had to tell myself, but God know what he doing. God ain't gonna never drop too much on me to where it's gonna break me and make me do something to myself or make me do something to somebody else. Soon as I feel like I'm finna break, God gonna let up and gonna drop one blessing off on me. It might be a small little blessing, something I might look over. He gonna drop it just to see if I'm gonna recognize it. Something real small. He might do a $5 scratch off and hit for $100. We're like, oh dang, this is my first time playing now. Won $100. That's a small blessing that you ain't recognized. Guess what? You gonna cash that lottery ticket, you gonna get your money on, and you gonna walk out the store. You gonna get in your car and you gonna go on about your business. You ain't gonna get in your car before you put your car in reverse to drive. You ain't gonna stop to thank the man above for blessing you. Cause that's a blessing. Cause it didn't have to come like that. Us as black people, even me, speaking myself, I'm gonna speak for myself, even me right now, miss over the small blessings that God dropped down. So if I'm gonna speak for myself, if I'm missing over the small blessings he dropping down, you think he gonna drop a big one? No, he not gonna
I,
drop no big one on me, cause I ain't even gave him the praise for the little small one, cause it was so small. I looked over it. I ain't even think nothing over. I ain't even look at it as a blessing. Cause us as
I,
black people, if it's not big enough for it, our expectations, we might not feel like it's a blessing. But what I had to learn in life, man, something small, man. Something very small. It might be somebody might just call me. I ain't talked to them in months and years. Just call me, how you doing? I'm gonna tell you I'm doing good. And then I might dig a little deeper. What made you call me and ask me how I'm doing? Or what made you like, I gotta pay attention to the signs like us as black people, young black people. I'm gonna speak on the youth, the younger, my age, my generation. We'll pay attention to the signs, and they be all in our face a whole
I,
bunch of times. Blessing
I
after
want to say,
blessing, protection after protection, trying to save us from this, save us from that. We don't pay attention to that. We don't look at it like that. Until God actually punish us and send us to a place like that, and we have to question God, why I had to go through this, why this, why that, why this, and why that. Then when you sit there, you got nothing but time to think. You think about everything you've been through in life. You think about every little thing you might have been struggling right here, and then next thing you know, you're not struggling right here, but you ain't take the time to give God that blessing. He seen the
I,
struggles and he did his work. He did his work to see how you was gonna take it. A lot of
I,
time, us as young black people, we don't know how to acknowledge the small things, you know what I'm saying? And it got something to do with like the father figures, the role we played. I can't speak for a lot of young people, but I'm gonna just tell you about me. Like, I always wanted, like, the father figure type, like the family, mom and daddy going together and doing all that type of real little family stuff. Like, a lot of people clinch on to stuff like that. Like, and us as like me, like being a role model, like I got young youth looking up at me, even though like I still sometimes get out of character and get out of element, and I had to catch myself, like, hold up, even though they might not be like, but Nico, why you responding this way or why you acting like that? They just be watching the way I respond to certain stuff. And then when I think about it, when I was their age, I used to do the same things to the ones older than me. I used to sit back and watch how they used to respond to certain stuff. And I used to want to make my life like that.
I want
Little
to
do they
say,
know, you always got somebody watching you. You
I want to
always got
say,
somebody watching you.
I want to say,
And I try to
we'll hold on a
I
minute,
try to
Nika.
channel my energy into like a positive direction, but it just be like the little stepping stones and stuff like that be coming in my little way to see like how I'm gonna respond to it. And sometimes I still fall victim and still fail. I'm like, I knew this was gonna happen. How did I just feel? I told myself this was gonna happen. I still feel subject.
Hold up a minute. I
don't know,
want to
man. I
say
don't
this.
know it all, man, but I'm learning,
Ho-
man. I ain't
Hold
gonna
up a
hold
minute.
y'all up, though, man. I just wanted to set a little enlightenment, man.
Okay, hold on a minute. I want to say we definitely want to connect with you because you got a passion there, and I believe the Lord can use you in that way. So we can hook you
Hold
up
on.
with some people and some information. So don't I'll
Hold
reach
on.
out. We talk. Everybody has kind of
Sound
shared where they're coming from and shared some of their challenges that they've dealt with. It sounds like a lot of it has to do with policing, growing up without male figures in the home, maybe growing up in some dysfunctional homes. I want to say thank you, Nico, for being that honest and open with us tonight. Growing up in some dysfunctional homes. Now I want to kind of shift the gears. Now we're talking about the challenges and how Black men experience America. Now, what are some things that we can do? I'm going to start with you, Jonathan, on, or what are some things we can implement that can help people like Nico or help the next generation of Nicos? We're going to start with you first.
Well, I first want to say, again, Nico, I definitely appreciate hearing your story and you sharing that very traumatic experience. Um, Whitney, what you have on the screen, that comment about counseling, I wholeheartedly agree. Um, that's definitely something that we need to destigmatize is therapy within our community. There is nothing wrong. I used to think that therapy was for crazy people or for people that were really like just messed up mentally. You can be happy, things could be going good in your life, and therapy will still be helpful. Um, but backing up though, first and foremost, everything, it starts within the family. It starts within the family. It starts within the home, and we have got to get our homes right. Now, we can continue to pinpoint, where the breakdown was in the Black families, and you know, tracing everything back to slavery and all of the stuff that has trickled down, everything that we're still battling, everything that we're still healing from. Um, but now it's at this point, it's like, okay, well, we have choices to make. So as a man, um, I think, you know, again, I can go back to my family history and you say, well, my dad didn't do this, my mom didn't do that, so on and so forth, and be right about it. Not diminishing any of that, but now as an adult, as a man, as a father, I have choices to make. I have to take the time to work on myself. I have to take the time to heal. I have to grow. I have to stand up and say, okay, well, look, I know what happened in my childhood. I know what happened in my mother's childhood, my father's childhood, and my grandparents' childhoods that messed them up, and the buck stops with me. As best as I can, I'm not going to let these things happen with my children. I'm going to make sure that I am pouring into them the stuff that they need to prepare them for the future. Again, like Sister Brittany has said, counseling, going to therapy. I have been seeing a therapist for a number of years, and I'm actually I don't even know how you coin it, but like kind of like you graduate, so to speak, because therapy is meant to be like, to get you to set you up the way you need to be. And any good therapist is basically trying to get it to where you don't need them anymore. So I'm getting to that point in my therapy journey. um you know I believe, and I know this isn't everybody. I know Black people are not monolithic. We're not all Christians. We're, not everybody's a churchgoer. There's different experiences when it comes down to church and church hurt and different things like that. But I'm just going to say that as a Christian, I believe that, we're just going back to the biblical model, going back to being obedient to Christ, being obedient to the Holy Spirit, trying to mimic him, trying to emulate Christ and live like how he lived. I think that, that is basically the solution to all of society's ills, including but not limited to dealing with racism, dealing with discrimination, dealing with prejudice, and all of those different things, because Jesus experienced a lot of the things that we're experiencing today as well. He had run-ins with authority and different things like that. So, I just, like I said, I believe that our being obedient to the Spirit of God and denying ourselves. And, like I love what Nico was saying. He came across people that he saw mistreating him, and he was in a position where he couldn't do anything about it. But then, like, he came across them when he was out, and he had every opportunity to retaliate, but he took the high road and stuff like that. Like, that's Christ-like. You know what I'm saying? That's turning the other cheek. Now, I'm not saying, I know people hear things like that. They're like, oh, so you mean you just gonna let someone stomp you out and beat you up and stuff like that? No, that's not what I'm saying. Now, if they would have tried to jump him, he would have had every right to defend himself. But he saw them, and he, like Brittany said, he displayed growth. He displayed maturity and humility, because thinking ahead, that doing stuff like that ain't gonna do nothing but get him right back to where he is in lockdown and at their mercy and stuff like that. So I think that's displaying fruit of the Spirit. That's displaying, just humility and self-control and being Christ-like and stuff like that. And not just talking about stuff, but actually being about it, not just hashtagging stuff, not just, sharing things on social media is one thing, but, like actually being out there. A lot of people talk about stuff, but it ain't about nothing. A lot of people will say, well, this is what we need to do, and people can get online and complain about stuff like that. But, like, what are you doing? I mean, really all it takes is you ain't got to do anything grandiose. You don't have to have a mega church. You don't have to have an audience of 75,000 people. All it takes is you just going to that one boy in your neighborhood, that one kid that is looking raggedy or something like that, that one kid that's going down the path that you are going down, and you can see, and then you reaching out to him, because for all you know, that one boy could be the next Martin, the next Malcolm, the next whoever. You know what I'm saying? So just not just talking about it, not just being a hearer of the word, but being a doer of the word, and putting proverbially your money where your mouth is.
Okay, Jacquees, the same question to you. We kind of talked about how you guys have experienced America and what some of those challenges are. Now we want to ask you, what are some things that we can put in place for the next generations or for the next
sound
people?
coming,
Well,
the lips moving,
to
but I don't
me,
hear nothing.
Can you hear us now? No. Say something, Jacquees, see if he hear you.
can you hear me, Nico? Can you hear me, bro?
He might have to.
All right, there you go.
Okay, it's good.
All right.
I was able to hear you.
So to me, the first thing we need to do is understand how things work, right?
All right. So my sound back on. So, like, what I miss? But I
We ain't
heard
said nothing
everything
yet.
you said. But Auntie, when you start speaking, I ain't hear nothing you said.
Oh, I hadn't said anything. DJ getting ready to speak.
Yeah.
Go ahead, DJ.
But to me, it's understanding how things work, right?
Hold on.
So we know that
See, I can't hear
there's a
nothing. Hold on.
problem.
Oh, that's all.
Oh no, he's trying to get.
To my car. Hello.
Okay.
All
Say
right, can
something,
you hear me
Deacon.
now?
Yeah, I hear.
We can
All
hear
right,
you, brother.
good, good, good. All right. So for me, it's understanding how things work, right? So we understand that there's a problem in the school system, but putting together how you have children that's being taken out of general population, like in school, right? Put into special ed. Then the next stop from special ed is the school to prison pipeline. They're already allotting money to build prisons based on test scores, right? So we know that there's an agenda there. We understand that. And just like my man Jonathan said, this is bigger than just, black and white. This is a spiritual problem. And we might not all be, of the same faith. And I agree with Jonathan wholeheartedly. All black people aren't monolith.
Facts.
But, you know, we do have a collective when it comes to things that's going on in our community. But for me, you know what I'm saying, it's bigger than just black and white. This is more of a spiritual thing. You know what I'm saying? This is good and this is evil. And anywhere that we understand what evil is being displayed or is showing its ugly head, we got to be able to address that. You know what I'm saying? On topic. And I wanted to say something to my brother Nico, man. Hey, I understand, the trauma and the issues, you know what I'm saying, that you've been through, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never been to prison or did a whole bunch of time, but, I done had partners that done been killed. You know what I'm saying? I got people that's in prison that's down that road. And, part of my ministry, you know what I'm saying, is, like I said earlier, a handout is a hand up, so I make sure, that my brothers that's down that road, man, they not left behind, because you put it in this proper perspective, and you know what I'm saying, and my wife saw that, when people down that road, man, you feel left out. And part of the Great Commission for us as believers is to look out for those who are in prison, is to look out for the widow, is to look out for the orphans. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you. And I'm glad.
Clothe the homeless.
I'm glad you caught what I said. You feel
Yeah,
left out.
man.
Like I
Yeah.
had like one of the biggest support systems ever, but I still felt left out just because I couldn't speak on what I was going through. I couldn't speak on what I was going through because I know how my family come about me. Like I tell them what's going on. I can't tell them. If I tell them something going on with me and my life in jeopardy, I can't tell them don't call down here and crack down on these folks, because that's something they're gonna do because they love me as a human being. You know what I'm saying? They
Yeah,
love
I
me.
feel you on that.
You feel
Yeah.
me?
Yeah.
So they're literally like threatening you, like, yeah, we know we just beat you up bad. We know we supposed to send you out to the outside hospital, get you stitches, this, that, and the third. But we dare you call your family and say something. And it's so crazy because they gonna bring you the phone and everything and dare you to call on that payphone and tell your family they just did something to you. They gonna put you on that transfer bus that night and send you somewhere you don't know nothing about. And when you get there, usually when you get to a prison, they give you a free phone call, tap in with your people, let your people know where you at, so they ain't worried about you. But if you get transferred on what they call a CO beatdown, that's what they call it. Or you get transferred on the CO beatdown.
For sure. And one of the things is, and I think that what all of us can take, from this conversation tonight is that being a believer, carrying out that Great Commission, you know what I'm saying, and looking out for, the most vulnerable within our society is, whether we know people directly or indirectly, it don't hurt to reach out to somebody that might be locked up, because just like Nico said, man, some people losing hope, and that's
Some
all
people
people
hope.
got is hope. You know what I'm saying? Jesus is the hope of the world. He's the light of the world. You know what I'm saying? And we don't be able to, give these people some hope. You know what I'm saying? Suicide is, it seemed like a very appealing option in which, you know, we don't want nobody to go down that road, but, you know, we should be that hope. But speaking about solutions, you know, understanding how these things work. Hey, look, it's not no coincidence that all of this stuff is tied together. And I think that as being in the United States, we live in like a unique situation where, you know, racism plays a very big part in our everyday life. You know what I'm saying? Me and my wife, we bought a house down in Fairburn. You know what I'm saying? We live in the city of South Fulton. 99% of everyone in that county is black. It's one of the blackest cities in America. Black judges, black DAs, black prosecutors. You know what I'm saying? Black police officers. So my interactions with them is a lot different than it is when I come to a Gainesville, or if I go up to Habersham, or if I'm up here in Allentown. You know what I'm saying? It's different because, you know what? They understand what it is to be a black person, or, you know, the police officers get behind you. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to worry about those type of interactions. So my experience is different, but I feel how it is different when I'm in those type of areas. You know what I'm saying? And it don't make me feel comfortable, you know, as being a you know, a black man in America. But I think that the ways that, you know, I deal with it, I can't speak for everybody else. You know what I'm saying? The way that I deal with it, you know what I'm saying, is through a spiritual lens, because I know if God is for me, nobody can be against me. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, greater is he that is in me than he that's in this world. So when I understand that and I take that perspective into life, you know what I'm saying, where it is that I go, I know the Holy Spirit is guiding me. You know what I'm saying? I know God is with me and he gonna order my steps. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? So as any other, without that, I don't know where it is that I would be, because like I said, you know, my interactions, you know what I'm saying, with white people is, you know, kind of bad. Not every white person is bad. I want to make that perfectly clear, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't get this twisted. But please understand that we do live in a racist society. And if a person wants to deny that, you know what I'm saying, you either have to be living under a rock or you're totally oblivious to what's going on. You know, to say that we don't have a racist society. In my experience, it is. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and you don't want to accept that fact. You know, I mean, look at the interaction that we had when white people found out that the Black national anthem was going to be sung at the Super Bowl. But, oh, I'm not going to watch it. America only has one national anthem. We're going to boycott it. I can't stand the NFL. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's little subtle stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Well, we already gave y'all a black president. Okay, you know,
completely ignoring that third verse of that Star Spangled Banner, which
exactly
talks about slavery.
Exactly.
Don't nobody talk about that.
Exactly. Nobody. And then like little subtle stuff like the Little Mermaid. The Little Mermaid can't be black. You know what I'm saying? I mean, when it comes to, I mean, look, even down to, they don't even want to believe Jesus is black. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's even down to that. I can take you from Genesis clean up to Malachi, and where Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, and show you that he came from a lineage that was of a darker hue. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, people, they don't even want to accept that. You know, and we understand that the whole thing, because when you watch you know, movies about, you know, that come out from antiquity or, you know, times like that, God is white, Jesus is white, the angels is white, anybody that's in power is white. You know, it's this whole power structure, and that's what I mean when I say about, you know, we have a unique experience in America when it comes to things like this, when it comes to policing, when it comes to employment, when it comes to financing, when it comes to homes, when it comes to, entertainment, anything that has to do with our lives directly, race is directly or indirectly tied to that. So, when we recognize that and we understand how things operate and we understand self and we understand who we are in Christ, that is what helps us navigate these channels. That's what helps us, be able to, make it through difficult situations that normally would take out other people. We've been in this country 400 plus years, man. Slavery is older than the United States. Slavery is older than the United States. United States was not formed until 1776. Slavery started in 1619. It's older than our country, man. So for us to think that, because you had the Civil Rights Act that was passed 55, 56 years ago, I don't know the exact number, but I know it's somewhere close to that. And to think that we're right now in 2024 and something is dramatically supposed to have changed, man, some of those people are still alive. So we have to understand that, you know what I'm saying? And the lady that had something to do with Emmett Till, she's still around here living. I mean, no, I think she just passed.
Yeah,
she just passed. She just passed recently. So, we're not too far removed from, the ills of, civil rights, Jim Crow, the crack era. I mean, come on, man. I'm just gonna say this and then I'll get off. I mean, how do 10 metric tons of cocaine end up on a Navy vessel?
Wow, that is right. I just saw that. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 10 metric tons.
Yeah.
This is not no coincidence. Listen, man, these people got satellites that can see from outer space down into the room, and they can tell me what me and my wife is talking about if they wanted to. That's how they found Osama bin Laden. They saw the guy walking around on the top of a roof and sent the Navy SEALs to go and assassinate him. You know what I'm saying? So don't tell me that there's a war on drugs. This is a facade that they're giving us when we know that if they wanted to stop drugs from coming in this country, they can stop drugs from coming in this country. But it's not a will to do that because it's attached to jobs. You know what I'm saying? And all of this stuff is exactly. You know what I'm saying? I said I was gonna say one more thing, but I just had to say this because I just thought about it. Okay. We celebrate Juneteenth, right? June 19th, 1865, right? We celebrate that. That's when we found out that was the last, 2 years we was removed from slavery, right? So after, Abraham Lincoln supposed to have done the Emancipation Proclamation. All right. Up until this point, there was not a systematic police or a prison system. It wasn't. Up until that point, it was not a prison system. Prisons, police officers did not exist. You know what I'm saying? The reason why you have police officers is that the police officers were put into place because in 1865, they released the last of the so-called slaves, in which I'm pretty sure that slavery still existed in some little French areas. But I say that to say, they hired these specific people. Just think, you done released 20 million people. You already came up amongst yourselves, hey, we're not going to give these black people no jobs. So if you release people, they don't have no way to sustain themselves. They don't have any way to take care of their family. They don't have any way to do anything outside of sharecropping. What do you think these people are going to do? They're going to rob and steal. So guess what they came up with? Okay, well, since we can't legally enslave them, since we can't illegally enslave them no more. What we're going to do is we're going to create these prisons, and we're going to get them back in here under some kind of facade of foolishness, like stealing a sucker, or maybe taking a potato, or taking some food, or doing something petty, so that we can lock them back up for a felony, and we can legally now put them back out into the plantation. So the slave ship, instead of it being out in the water, is now sitting on land. We call it a prison, as instead of a slave ship. You know what I'm saying? So this is all of a part of the agenda. We're the only country in the industrialized world that has the most prisoners per capita. The only country, the number one industrial country in the world, has the most prisoners per capita, and we can't come up with nothing more different than to, you know what I'm saying, reform people and allow them to get a trade, get jobs, and do anything, you know what I'm saying, to be able to take care of their family. You know what I'm saying?
It's getting worse.
They're not in, exactly. It's not an appetite for that. Why? Because we can't send these black people back to Mexico. They didn't come from Mexico. We can't send these people back to Cuba, or we can't send them back up there to Canada. You know what I'm saying? So we can't deport black people at all. So what can we do with them? We take them out of the society, the undesirables, and we put them into this system where we get them in. And don't get on child support. That's just another way we can go ahead and, you know, get you into the system. You know,
slavery.
Man, I mean, I can keep going on and on and on and on.
Hey,
you know,
I want to have a one-on-one with you, man. We need to build, man. Like, you had some key pointers right there, man. I feel like I could just add a little hot sauce with it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
So,
Renee, I just wanted to, can I touch on something real quick that DJ said? Going back to when you talked about the school to prison pipeline, you talked about being labeled special ed and stuff like that. Listen, I'm in it. I'm a special ed teacher. That's my passion. I see it from multiple sides, as a parent, as a you know, as a teacher, as a man of God, all of that stuff. And Renee, you asked, like, okay, what are some solutions? One solution, which is a very underrated solution to a lot of the stuff. I'm not saying it'll solve all of society's ills, but one thing is just showing up. We have parents that will not show up. Like, the only way that you know that this kid even has parents is because of biology. Like, you know, they didn't pop out of air, but they don't show up unless there's something wrong. And then there's, like, you know, I mean, we can call them, hey, your child is sick, running a fever, or not even something bad like that, but like we have events, you know, there's this read along happening at the school. There's you know, math night.
Facts.
And you know, I understand that, like, some people just can't because of work. Like I know those stories, and I feel those stories, and I've been in those positions myself. I totally get it. But you'd be surprised if you make that sacrifice. If you are a parent and you have a child in the public school system, you'd be surprised what your presence would do and how much of a difference your presence will make. Even just coming up and having lunch with your child, having a conference with the teacher in a you know, in not when something is wrong or when they're failing or when, you know, there's a fight or something like that, but just so the teacher, you know, knows your face and different things like that. A lot of that stuff really, really makes an impact and makes a difference. So just wanted to throw that in there.
I want to say, yeah, we way over time. It's almost 8:30. They said men don't want to talk, men don't want to speak. That's a lie.
That's a lie.
That's a lie. These brothers got a lot that they want to say. So what I'm going to do is, we way over time. It's almost 8:30. and sister got to get up early in the morning. Um,
Brother.
10 hour work days now. And so what I want to do is let's have a part 2 of this, because we didn't even begin to touch the surface. And so I'll definitely reach out to you guys about setting up another one of these real soon. Also, I would like for you guys to DJ and Jonathan and whoever else male on here, please reach out to Nico. Send him a friend request on Facebook, because you can find him there. Also, Nico hit a DJ, and Nico hit on something very powerful that I definitely would like to see get the wheels in motion. And that's and Peace Justice also, he wasn't able to get on. Maybe the next time he'll be able to get on with us, because he got a powerful testimony as well. That we can start kind of working together, seeing what we can do for the people that are behind the bars, and how we can work with them and how we can reach them, because I'm definitely interested in that, as well as going out into the community and reaching the young people there right where they are. Once again, I want to say thank you guys for hopping on. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Thank you to our guests. Be on the lookout for part 2 of Experiencing America as a Black Male. Thank you guys. Have an awesome night. Now I'm gonna end what we say in Restore the Breach. Let me say, guys, if you don't know this, we have a group called Restore the Breach, and we come together and we have these type of discussions, and we share different things and ideas with each other. If you would like to be a part of that group, just please inbox me, and I can I'll let you I can bring you into that group. I think it's an awesome group. It's a great place to grow. It's a great place to learn. It's a great place to share. So if you would like to be a part of that, please send me an inbox on that. But I'm going to close with what I say in Restore the Breach. You know what we should do? We should know our history, learn it, teach it, share it, post it, keep learning, keep teaching, keep sharing, keep posting. But more importantly, love and respect yourself and others. We out.
All right, fellas. It was good talking to y'all.
All right, it was nice to meet y'all.
Hey,
man.
we definitely got to connect. You know what I'm saying? So be looking for that my friend request.
Most definitely.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
No doubt.
All right, thank y'all for having me.
Thank
No
you
doubt.
for coming on.
All right.